Future Mark here. Just to let you know, when I shot this video about Chase, the figure had not been released whatsoever. So in case you're wondering, like, hey, hang on a minute, this has been released, this has been talked about, it's officially now in it. Yes, that is true, but at the time when I shot the video, it wasn't. So I'm now going to hand you back to past Mark, who's going to talk about it. Hey Rangers, welcome back to another video, and today I'm a bit angry at Target because they are now releasing fake figures. They've released Chase, the fake figure, and then kind of thinking about it, in Malaysia we've seen a ton of bootleg white Dino Thunder Rangers. That's why the visor wasn't kind of painted properly. So I'm really angry at the fact that I can't believe Target is releasing these fake figures because you know, there's been no information from Hasbro, there's been no information whatsoever on their website, there's been no information whatsoever, so therefore, because Hasbro haven't announced it, therefore it is fake. There's not even any, like, take this with a pinch of salt or anything like that, or, you know, be wary. You know, we've seen the photo of Chase, we've seen the photos of Trent. Hasbro have not even talked about this, and I am enraged, I'm angry, because how dare Target make their own figures and sell them with the official box and the official thing and like everything being official? How dare they? Even in their system, they have got it. Right, okay, no, I'm not going to go too much because I know people will take that seriously. Right, today I kind of really wanted to talk about Hasbro kind of not doing much with their Power Range line, and it makes me kind of sad and kind of like, what the hell? Why isn't this going on? Now, we've seen Trent come out. We saw him not with the best visor. Now we've got Chase as well. And what's kind of annoying me is I feel that Hasbro are kind of really dropping the ball on this one. And it's not to the point where, you know, maybe one figure got out beforehand, one figure got out and we're fine. It just feels like, on top of everything, that to me it feels like they're not really caring that much, and this kind of really irritates me because you buy a brand for $500 million and you literally should be going all out. You know, I've seen the guy who runs Hasbro say that he wants to make Power Rangers better for what it is, and he wants to make it, you know, he sees so much potential, but I feel like a lot of their potential right now is kind of not being on this. I was speaking to one of my friends about this, and I asked him why they released this, what his thoughts are, and the discussion that we had was, he briefly mentioned, he goes, well, I think that Hasbro are going to be working on the bigger stuff, Marvel, as well as like their other ranges like Transformers, so their mind's not on Power Rangers at the moment. And you kind of think that Hasbro would actually do this. Now, Hasbro have a company that I know of that sends out information to other people. They send press images and they also send the information to it. So you kind of think that Hasbro would end up doing this and saying, hey, send this out to all the people that are covering this. So you think that maybe they would have the information, like, where Hasbro can just quickly send the pictures over. You know, obviously in a day of a photographer where they get all the products out, they're gonna just put them all and say, take the photos, get these out, get them edited, and send them to whatever company, and then send it on to people. So it kind of makes me feel like, why aren't they promoting this brand? Why aren't they promoting Power Rangers a bit more, considering everything that they've said? Now, a lot of people are saying that these are leaks, and they're not. Tucker Chris mentioned that these are actually proper products rather than this being a leak, because a leak would be like a picture or other stuff that Power Rangers talk about as well. I think is it Legendary Keys. Go follow these guys, by the way, where they turn around and they say, hey, we found this and it's a kind of a leak, etc, etc. That's what I'm guessing anyway. But with this, it just feels that Hasbro are kind of dropping the ball. Like, it feels like they just don't care at the moment, and I have a feeling that until the property is completely under their control, so if they do cut ties with Toei, I think then they will go all out and say, hey, you know, this is our biggest line that we're doing, and they'll focus more people in. One thing is with the marketing and stuff like that, it kind of makes me feel that if you don't want to spend a lot of money, or you want to kind of outsource it to other people, you know that there are people in this fandom that will do it. They'll literally share the information, they'll make videos, and they'll do stuff. And that's, I think, like, if you're going to go down that road, just do it. Just contact a few people that you know in the fandom are really big, or know a lot of information, or the smaller YouTubers or Twitter people or anything like that, and then just send them the information and go, do you mind covering this? Because 9 out of 10 times people are going to go, oh hells yeah, make a video. They'll share it, they'll share photos, and thus therefore you don't really in a way have to do much through the marketing way. And you think that would be the kind of the main thing that they would do. So I was looking at Hasbro Pulse, and the main sort of thing on here is that when you click on the main page, you know, it takes you and it says like, here's the new X-Men range, you know, Marvel, and it's pretty much just literally all Marvel. It's when Power Rangers pops up. But it's like Marvel, and it's Transformers, and it's like, there's your Transformers range. Oh look, there's another Transformer, there's the Sentinel from X-Men, there's G.I. Joe. Now a lot of people, I will say this now in case people are like, but G.I. Joe hasn't had any things. Yes, G.I. Joe has not had any sort of thing for I think 15 years. So you think that this brand that people really want would be at the top. You know, everyone knows about X-Men. Like, I couldn't really care the fact that there's a Deadpool figure or there is Hawkeye. Like, to me, I don't care that these figures are there because I know that they're going to come out willy-nilly. I would rather see G.I. Joe, Power Rangers and stuff like that more advertised on Hasbro Pulse, which is their main thing. Even when you go to exclusives, again, it's more kind of like, oh look, there's Transformers. You got, okay, yeah, you've got the Putty and the Green Psycho, but you think you'd put these more up here. You know, it just feels like Hasbro at the moment don't care about this, and this is what generally irritates me. You know, if you don't have time for the brand, then kind of announce it and say Power Rangers is going to take a break, but we will be back in 2 to 3 years and we'll bring the brand better, and then you can focus on this a lot more rather than just the generic, oh hey, guess what, we just don't care. Now, one of my friends, Eric, he mentioned on Twitter, I'm just tired of Power Rangers treated as an afterthought by the company that owns them. And also he mentioned on his thing, it doesn't take much to write a press release or take a few press shots. And I think that's right. I think that with this, I feel that Power Rangers is always kind of an afterthought. The brand itself, to me, I feel like out of all the stuff, Power Rangers is still that kids show that did really, really well. And then now it's just like, oh my god, it's a kids show. You still watch a kids show, and you think that with Hasbro taking over this property, again, like, they'd go full out. You had Beast Morphers, which is fine. It was a good series. You had, you know, the start of the Lightning collection, but even when they released the figures, and you know, it's not painted well, or it's they can't be bothered, or they miss something out, and you know, either you have to correct it or you have to live with it and you just stick it on a shelf in a box or anything like that. And just being an afterthought is just why spend all that money buying the brand and then going, well, we don't care that much. Yeah, that's it. We just don't really care. You know, a lot of people have been kind of talking about this, and you know, if you have people in your company that don't care about it, as in like, they're just like, oh, just do what you want, yeah, just do what you want. We don't care. We're working on what we know sells, like Transformers and stuff like that, which again, Transformers does sell. But you think that you'd hire a team that's passionate about it. Jason, Melissa, they were very passionate about the brand, and you know, just keep them on board. Like, you could have kept them on board to keep driving it. If you're worried about spending money on marketing, like, you know, you could hire a photographer that does all your stuff, and then just send the press images to Power Ranger channels, to Twitter users that follow the brand. You know, give it to people that would actually do a lot more and would actually run it more. Like, you could give it to the Ranger Vault, you could give it to the Illuminati, you could give it to me, you could give it to Eric, you could give it to Toka Chris, you could give it to anyone where I know that we all would just share it and actually do more work for it. And either they could turn around and say, oh, thanks for sharing that post, here's whatever you want for it. It just kind of irritates me. And if I've not mentioned, I know that Hasbro have these companies that you send out the information. So they'll get all this stuff from there and then they'll pass it on to people on the mailing list. I think that the only reason why they started looking into the companies was down to a certain individual, or group of individuals, should I say. And I think that, you know, they could have more information, but if Hasbro's not going to even give a company that they're paying for to send out information about Marvel and, you know, Transformers and Star Wars and stuff like that, you kind of think, why did they purchase this brand in the meantime? Why did they put all this money into bringing back the brand to pretty much not do much with it? You know, we've had 2 seasons, we've had a few toys, and we've had the start of the Lightning Collection. You know, if you're wanting to make this bigger than anything, why suddenly stop? Why not send out more information to people? Like, I agree. I think it was either Eric or it was Toka Chris, and they mentioned that Hasbro would have all of these done and they would have it in months in advance before sending it out. So why couldn't they take the photos, the stuff like that, and then send it out or write a really quick press release? It just doesn't make sense. To me, it just feels like they want to get rid of the brand. Like, they want to sweep it under the rug. And again, they think that, you know, it's just some sort of like entity from the 90s, and when you talk about Power Rangers, it's like, oh my god, you watch that? Oh. And there's that sort of mentality that just really generally irritates me if that is the case. Now, I do like the stuff that Hasbro have done, the Dragon Dagger, the Morpho, which is coming out soon, and then you also got the Lightning Collection. I like this. I'm dedicated to buying all the Lightning Collection, which is very rare because I won't collect something all the way through, even Rangers that I do or I don't like. I just want this brand to be better. I want this brand to be treated well. Saban and pretty much Bandai did nothing. They made really bad figures, and then they would go back to Mighty Morphin. They would go back to saying, oh, hey, look at these steroid Rangers. You know, look at these Rangers that have small waists and stuff like that. And, you know, it really got to me. And everyone said at the very beginning of this, Hasbro, you know, are the new overlords. They can do amazing stuff, and I've seen amazing stuff, but I feel like it's stopped. I feel like no one really cares anymore, and it's just something that, you know, we know. If you're going to shelve the product, shelve it. Just come back in a few years where you've got every single Ranger ready to launch, everything ready to go. Just shelve it if you're not going to use it properly. I'd rather the whole thing be out of commission for a good few years rather than be treated like an afterthought, like Eric said. And what gets me, I want to still work with Hasbro, I still want to review and talk about their products, but from a fan point of view, when you see that, you know, they can't be bothered to write a quick press release of Dino Charge coming out, or White Dino Thunder coming out, or this is the next one, this is that, like, it's disheartening, because effectively, why should I care? And I don't want to stop caring about a brand that I love, but it's starting to happen. I don't know. This was kind of off the cuff that I wanted to talk about. I don't know if I'm going to make an update video to this, but it's just something that I had to kind of get off my chest. Hasbro needs to start getting better with this. If you don't want to put it all into your brand and you want to concentrate on Marvel, on Transformers, on that sort of stuff, fine. Then just concentrate on that one. You know, maybe you could start bringing fans in that want to help with the brand, that are happy to promote it for free, to happy that, you know, you could turn around and say, you can get the entire Lightning Collection if you do this, or, you know, hey, do you want a job in marketing? Because I know there are people out there who definitely want to work for the marketing department, but, you know, just get people in. And I know that, you know, you can have, like, I know you can probably say that the virus has kind of slowed things down, but everything's electronic, so someone could write it up and then do it. You know, if you've got new Lightning figures coming out, you've had these for months. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. That's kind of my thoughts on it. I do kind of think Power Rangers now is just an afterthought, and I'm sick and tired of it. So maybe someone at Hasbro could actually talk to the department and say, hey, we've got all these fans wanting stuff, let's release the information. Because I know what they're going to do. They'll release Tommy straight away, and they'll go all out for that one. So I am going to leave it there. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think that Power Rangers is being treated like an afterthought? That Hasbro now they've got the biggest toy brand, that they just don't care anymore? Or do you think that they're kind of waiting for a while till all these other big things come out and then they'll go all out and make loads of stuff? What are your thoughts? Let me know down below in the comments. And yeah, what did you think about Chase and Trent? Let me know down below in those comments again, and thank you very much for watching. If you like this sort of content and you want to see more, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as that cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.